I guess this is going to be part 3 now. Next week, it's going to go on a regular video. I am not dealing with this bullshit. I could have been already fucking done by now. So, part 3 is going to start off with Monday Night Raw. And I'm just going to go and redo the entire Raw and what's going to be going on in the whole situation. Please do me a favor and check out the other 2 parts that are on my YouTube channel. And please like, share, and subscribe. This is absolutely ridiculous. I'm getting pissed off about this. My fucking internet is, I'm going to call them today and somehow get some compensation. I don't know what the hell is going on. So Raw started off with well, it was going to be with Logan Paul and Ricochet come to face. Cody Rhodes delivered a special message to Lesnar. No DQ with Ciampa and Miz. Drew McIntyre and Matt Riddle versus Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci. Maxie Dupree was a graduation ceremony. Seth Rollins versus Dominic Mysterio. So we open the Raw with Finn Balor. Goes to the ring. He says that he didn't like the way the things went on Money in the Bank. He said the issues between him and Seth haven't finished. It's because of Damian Priest. Rhea and Dominic go out to the ring. Rhea says they could talk about whatever Finn has to say backstage. Balor and Priest cost them the World Heavyweight Championship match at Money in the Bank. Rhea stops Balor from talking, and they argue in the ring. Balor leaves the ring and walks away. Rhea says what happened was their business and they still run Raw. She dares anyone to come out and question the fact she is still the most dominant woman in the WWE. She also says Dominic will beat Seth Rollins tonight. Seth comes out. He tells Dominic to shut up. He says he came here to watch the Judgment Day implode. Dominic says only one thing imploding will be Seth's head. Rollins laughs and says he's going to whip Dominic's ass. Our first match. Drew McIntyre and Matt Riddle versus Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci. We come back from commercial break. Before we started this match, Damian Priest is backstage with Rhea and Dominic. Rhea tells him that they need to start acting like men and squash this. Priest says he will speak to him again. Imperium ends up going out. The match starts with Riddle and Kaiser. Riddle takes down Kaiser. Kaiser takes down Riddle. Kaiser attacks from the corner. Riddle comes back with a gut-wrench suplex. Drew tags in Kaiser. Drew tags in and Kaiser tags out. McIntyre knocks down Vinci. He tags out and Riddle attacks Vinci. Vinci tags out. Kaiser drop kicks Riddle, sending him to the outside of the ring. Come back from commercial. Riddle with a big boot to Riddle. He tags out. Cover 1-2 kick out. Kaiser goes to work on Riddle. Kaiser with an uppercut. He then drives Riddle to the mat. Riddle with an overhead kick to Kaiser. Vinci tags and hits a suplex. Cover 1-2 kick out. Kaiser tags in. Riddle with a knee cut to Kaiser. He tags out to Drew. Attacks Imperium. He hits a belly button suplex. Follows it with a neck breaker. Drew powers bombs Vinci. Gunther tags Drew out of the ring. Riddle takes him out. Drew hits him with a Claymore. Vinci. I'm sick of this. Next week, I'm just so that I can rest my pretty little head. Thursday night, I'm recording the damn thing, uploading it at 2 p.m. for episode 99, sorry. So Drew and Matt win. Kaiser and Gunther don't seem too impressed by Vinci. Judgment Day is backstage. Balor says if it wasn't for Priest, he would be world champion. Rhea asks them to stop acting like children. Priest says it wasn't his intention to cost him the match at Money in the Bank. He says he could go back to the way things were. Balor says they could have a clean slate. He has no issues with, but he has issues with Seth, so he gets him first. Priest agrees and says he knows Balor can beat Rollins. Aw, thank you, sweetheart Chris. Thank you, Chris. We go to another commercial break. Kevin and Sammy are interviewed backstage. Sammy says he doesn't know what's next. They're going to continue beating everyone who steps up to them. Rhea and Dominic show up. Rhea says they didn't say the Judgment Day's name. She says they could take the tag team titles if they wanted to. She says that Dominic is going to smash Rollins' face all over again. They walk away. And the thing about him saying like, oh, he could go all night long, and oh my God. The shit that I would do to Rhea would get me arrested in 25,000 states in the entire fucking world. All right? I'm being sarcastic about that. Dominic Mysterio versus Seth Rollins. They come from commercial break, and Dominic attacks Rollins, who fights back. Balor and Priest attack Rollins from behind. Kevin and Zayn come out. Rollins gets a steel chair and attacks Dominic, and the rest of the Judgment Day escapes the ring, so it's a no contest. Logan Paul is shown walking backstage. So Ricochet goes to the ring. He gets on the mic and says, every risk he takes is for the fans. He then says, tonight he's here for Logan Paul. He says he knows Logan is here, and he says he has accomplished a lot in the WWE. And they have crossed paths on many of occasions. And one of those occasions was when Logan attacked him from behind after losing that Money in the Bank. Ricochet, he didn't appreciate Logan talking about him on his podcast, and he calls him out. Logan comes out. Logan insults Ricochet, and he says Ricochet is a human highlight reel and one of those most spectacular superstars he has seen, but stands by what he said on his podcast because everyone in the Money in the Bank was more interested in preventing Paul from winning. Ricochet says those people wanted him near the briefcase. He said he wouldn't be standing here if he was unprofessional. Ricochet was going to come out here and challenge him to a match, but now all he wants to do is hurt him. Before he does, he warns Logan not to run his mouth about Ricochet. Logan says he won't stand here and be intimidated by Ricochet. He says Ricochet wants a match against so he could go viral. He said he's not going to work out between. This isn't going to work out between it. Ricochet dives out of the ring. Logan says that was cool, but this isn't going to work out. Paul tries to sucker punch Ricochet, and he reverses it and hits a sliced bread number 2. He did the same thing like he did with Velveteen Dream in NXT. Becky Lynch versus Zoe Starks. We come back from commercial break. The match begins with Starks knocks down Lynch. Stratus with a drop kick to Starks. She performs a multiple arm drags and goes to work on Starks. Trish trips Lynch and Starks attacks her in the corner. Starks hits a springboard drop kick, sending Lynch out of the ring. Oh, yeah, big time. I mean, since they own the damn fucking thing, and bring Gabe Sapolsky back, big time. We come back from commercial break. Lynch attacks Starks in the corner, sends her out of the ring. Lynch with a baseball drop kick. Lynch sends Starks into the barricade multiple times. She sends her back in the ring. Lynch with a pump handle slam cover 1-2 kick out. Becky climbs to the top rope for a dive, but Stark evades and hits a clothesline. Stark springboards onto Lynch, cover 1-2 kick out. She goes for a Z360, but Lynch counters and hits a reverse DDT, cover 1-2 kick out. Becky goes for a disarmer, but Starks escapes and kicks her in the face. Starks rolls up Lynch, but the referee sees her holding the ropes. Zoe goes for a Z360, but Lynch escapes and it takes out Trish. Zoe rolls her up for the win. Zoe wins. Big deal. Owens and Sammy and Rollins are backstage. Rollins says they need to come up with a plan. Sammy says they have been dealing with Judgment Day for some time, but they can't beat them. Sammy says they are three champions in the company. Owens says they go out and destroy the Judgment Day tonight. Come back from commercial break. Otis and Chad Gable are in the ring. Gable says that they are honored to here to honor the achievement of the first female graduate of the Alpha Academy. He says she's helped him defeat the Viking Raiders, and hence it's his pleasure to present Alpha Academy's diploma to Maxie Dupree. Can we stop doing cut and paste here? It's like really ridiculous. I mean, they're doing the same fucking thing in NXT. What the fuck? Maxine comes out and she walks to the ring. Maxine says she's the first, though, that Gable was discussing Troll, but he's a good mentor and teacher. She says thanks to Gable's training, she was able to win her first match against Valhalla. She also thanks Otis. She then thanks WWE Universe. She says they are just getting started. Gable says they have a tradition. Otis and Gable wear their varsity jackets. He asks Maxine to take her spot in the center of the ring to take off her cap and gown. He also asks her to take her, and they present her with her jacket. The Viking Raiders music comes on, and Valhalla attacks Maxine from behind. She then takes her jacket and leaves it in the ring. And leaves the ring. Shayna Baszler is warming up backstage. Cut back from commercial break. Shayna Baszler versus Emma. Shayna Baszler comes out to the ring. The match begins and attacks Emma in the corner. Emma comes back with a dropkick and a splash in the corner. Shayna recovers and hits a clothesline. Shayna stomps the arm of Emma. She then locks in a sleeper hold and Emma taps out. Shayna Baszler wins. Ronda comes out to the ring. Ronda attacks Shayna, who locks her in a sleeper. Rousey escapes and goes for an armbar, and Shayna escapes the ring. Cody heads to the ring. Cody goes to the ring. He gets on the mic and says it feels like the crowd in the ring is in the ring with him. He says the reason it feels like that is because he's been telling the fans since he's returned is real. He admits the momentum in the ring is shaky because the mountain named Brock Lesnar. He says Lesnar is not here tonight. He also says Brock will be here next week. He says everybody has a Brock Lesnar. He says he dreams of a rubber match against Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. Cody said he's going to finish the chapter that Lesnar started. He said he must have another match against Lesnar because then he will be next in line. Do I care? No. And if you're all thinking Triple H is out because of Cody, he's trying to get back at him for what he did with the throne. It's not. It's the other way around. Vince McMahon did not want him to be champion. But if he would have thought about it, he was never fucking AEW champion. He can rub this in Tony Khan's face. That, Cody Rhodes is the champion here. You couldn't do it out there. We had to bring him back home and give him the championship. No DQ match. Ciampa versus The Miz. We come back from commercial break. Ciampa grabs a steel chair from ringside. He drags The Miz outside and sends him into the barricade and sends him into the ring and attacks him. Miz rolls out of the ring. Ciampa sends Miz over the announce desk. He hits him with a jumping knee. Ciampa sends Miz into the ring. Miz recovers and hits a boot. The Miz attacks Ciampa in the corner. He attacks Ciampa in the corner. Again, Miz goes for the dive, but Ciampa hits him with a steel chair. Oh yeah, big time. Big time. The Miz sends Ciampa into the ring. Ciampa hits a jumping knee and he hits a back suplex on the outside. Ciampa launches Miz off the announce desk onto the barricade. He gets a couple of weapons underneath the ring. Miz kicks Ciampa. Miz attacks Ciampa in the corner. Miz tries to hit Ciampa with a trash can, but Ciampa catches him with a knee. He attacks him in the corner with several running knees. Ciampa set up a table in the ring. Ciampa plants Miz through the table. Cover 1-2 Brasserie drags Ciampa out of the ring and attacks him. He sends it back into the ring, hits a tsunami, and Miz pins him. Do I care about this? No. Bring Johnny Gargano. I want at Survivor SummerSlam. DIY versus Owens and Ciampa. Owens and Zayn. My allergies is kicking my ass. I'm sorry. Liv and Raquel are talking backstage, but are interrupted by Green and DeVille, who ask them who gave them permission to show up for their match. Raquel says they are ready to defend the titles. Rhea walks in and warns Raquel to stay out of her business. Raquel asks her to deal with it. Raquel's music plays and she comes out with Liv Morgan. So we have a match between Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green versus Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. Blinked and it was over. Katana Chance and they go out to the ring. The match starts with Sonya and Kaden. Kaden takes down Sonya and tags out Katana. Attacks her and tags out. Chelsea tags in, attacks Kaden. Green slams Carter into the second turnbuckle. Green sets her up onto the top rope. Chance tags in and hits a splash off the top rope. Cover 1-2. Sonya makes the save. Chelsea rolls up Chance and gets the win and the leverage from Sonya Deville. Whoop-de-fucking-do. McIntyre Riddle are interviewed by Byron Saxton backstage. Drew says it felt good to beat Imperium. He says it's sick of all these groups. Sounds like Vince McMahon, right? Riddle says he is sick and tired of Imperium, and he says that he will beat Gunther next week. Drew asks him to hold off on the match until next week, but Riddle says he's got Vinci and Ludwig Kaiser banned from ringside. Drew seems happy, and that they leave for drinks. Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn, thank God this is almost over, versus the Judgment Day. After the commercial break, the match starts with Seth and Dominic. Dominic runs away from Rollins. Balor tags in. Rollins attacks him in the corner. Balor tags out. Priest attacks Rollins. He attacks him in the corner. Rollins comes back and slams Priest onto the turnbuckle. Owens tags in and continues to attack Priest. Rollins and Sami attack Balor and Dominic. Brawl, and a brawl breaks out. Owens wipes out the Judgment Day. Come back from commercial break. Priest goes to work on Owens. Priest with a corner dive. He then hits a leg drop. Cover 1-2 kick out. Balor tags in and continues the assault on Owens. Owens comes back with a DDT. Dominic tags in and Rollins tags in. He attacks Dominic and hits a clothesline. Rollins hits Priest out of the ring. Rollins super kicks Dominic. Rollins goes for a powerbomb, but Dominic gouges the eyes of Rollins. That is really hilarious after Rollins takes his father's eye. That's hilarious. He tags out Priest and hits a clothesline. Cover 1-2 kick out. Rollins super kicks Priest and knocks down Balor. Cover 1-2. Balor makes the save. Balor tags in Rollins with a rolling elbow. Dominic tags in. Balor hits the reverse DDT, and Dominic hits a frog splash. Cover 1-2 kick out. Balor hits a sling blade. Rollins comes back with a super kick. Rollins tags out. Sami hits a crossbody and a blue thunder bomb. Balor recovers and hits a sling blade. Balor hits a shotgun dropkick. It goes for a coup de grace, but misses. Sammy hits a blue thunder bomb, covers 1-2. Dominic makes the save. Sammy hits an exploder suplex. Rhea distracts Sammy, and Priest hits the South of Heaven and hits the coup de grace for the win. And the winner's Judgment Day. And at the end, the family comes back together. I am so thrilled. And I am so thrilled that this is over. Next week, I'm putting myself out of my misery. I'm not going live because I'm not going to be pissed off about this. So you're going to see a previously recorded. It'll be recorded on Thursday at some point, probably early in the morning, because that's when my new day starts on Friday. So Thursday, I don't watch Ring of Honor or I don't watch New Japan, but if anything does come up, it will be in this. It'll be in the video and everything like that. So I'm going to go myself and give myself the rest of the day off. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my Friday before I freaking have a nervous breakdown. I want everybody to have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. I will see you next week, and it will be pre-recorded for episode 299. Have a great Friday, and please go watch the rest of the videos. I'm sorry for this whole situation. It's not my fault. It's the internet. Please go check me out on my social media, on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, and Threads. Go like, share, subscribe, and turn on the bell for all notifications when I go live. And please go check out Harry's at harrys.com, Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com, Deathwish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com, Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com, and go check out House of Glory at hogwrestling.net. I will see you here next week, previously recorded. I'm not dealing with this shit. I'm going to enjoy the rest of next week. All right? Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.